NHT 2025 Exam 2, Question 16. Okay, so very complicated networks problem with a couple of tricks in there. First part is we've got to complete the precedence table of this. Now, if you look at Q here, it's got an immediate predecessor of N, and you go, cool, there's N, but don't forget the dummy doesn't count. So actually also P. So that's that part. And then if you look at R, when you find R only has P, and S has Q and M. I don't think alphabetical matters. Now I just want to take a moment to do a little aside here. When you're looking at these diagrams, and this actually helps with the 2024 exam, if you notice you've got a dummy here, you should be able to spot a dummy from the precedence table. And the fact that Q needs NP and R only needs P means you need a dummy, because they're not exactly the same. Okay? So if you look at S and T, they both use M and Q. So there's no dummy required. Okay? So that's the thing about the dummy. But NP, not the same as P. Fun little mess joke there. You either get it or you don't. But that's actually how you can spot a dummy. And on the 2024 question, there's a very complicated one, which is explained very, very complicated. But if you just spotted the dummies and there was no dummy in the thing, you'd be fine. So that's how you spot a dummy in a precedence table. Is this is not the same as that. Everything else, you got TU is the same as TU, so no dummy is required. There's no other thing that requires just U or just T. So that's an important skill to remember in spotting a dummy. Now we're going to do forward pass and backward pass on this. I'm going to pause the video while I do lots of boxes. Now the technique I prefer to use is you're doing a box at the beginning of every single task. So we have got N, M, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. There's no Z, there's no O, so you don't get confused with numbers. Let's start with our forward pass, which I'm going to put some zeros in there then. 0, 0, 0. So this does get tricky with the dummy. So let's just do this one down here. That's 0 plus 4, 4. So that means we've got a 4 coming into the queue here. We've got 0 plus 4 is also 4. So they're both 4, so it's fine with a 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. That's 10. So the S and T start with 11. And now 11 plus 17 gives us 28. Can't put the number in yet because we haven't finished the whole thing. We've got to compare them. 4 plus 4 is 8. So both of these start with 8. 8 plus 7 is 15. 11 plus 4 is also 15. So these are both 15, luckily for us, in our tiny writing to fit them in the box. 15 plus 6 is 21. 8 plus 12 is 20. That means we need to put a 21 in there. That was a 21. 21 plus 8 is 29. 15 plus 12 is 27. So I'm going to put the 29 there. Then I'm going to do my back pass. So 29. 29 minus 8 is 21. 21 minus 6, because you just have to do the W, is 15. 29 minus the 12 for X is 17. 29 for S minus 17 is 12. T is actually, we've got to choose the 15. 15 minus 4 is 11. All right, back on the queue, 11 minus 7 is 4. 12 minus 10 for M is 2. 15 for the U minus 7 is 8. 21 minus 12 is 9. 8 is the lowest one, so I'm going to choose that. 8 minus 8 is 4, but we've also got 4 minus 4, so that's, looks like we've got 2 critical paths here. Hopefully I'm getting this all right. 4 minus 4 is 0, and then 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay, so we can start answering some of these questions. What is the earliest start time of W? So the earliest start time of W is that red number in that box there. So that's 15. And then if we look for the latest start time of X, that's that green number there, which is 17. Now, which of the activities have float time that is not 0? So if we look at this, not 0, that's not 0. That's got a 1. They got that. Let's try and get rid of that highlight there because it's from the previous question. What else we got? That. So there's only MSVX. So yeah, there you go. All done so far. Okay, so this thing actually has 3 critical paths, the yellow, the blue, and the green. And it's got lots of other paths, which could also be crashed. I'm just going to list up all those paths for you, and then we'll crash them and find out what's going on. Okay, so the 3 critical paths are there as 29, yellow, the green, the blue. Now, we're allowed to crash everything by 1. So if we crashed the 29 by all 5 activities, it'll be reduced to 24. But interestingly enough, if you look at these guys over here, that is 27, but it can only be reduced by 2. So it can be 25. This is a 28 that can be subtracted 3, and this is also a 28 that can be subtracted 3. So the minimum number you can go to is actually 25. Let's start crashing and show how that all works if you weren't going to spot that in an exam, which you probably wouldn't. Let's crash Y, because it's on all 3 critical paths, yes? That means we're going to get 28, 28, 28, 27, 27, because they've all been reduced by 1. Even if they're not on the critical path, they're still crashed. So we can now crash W, because that's on all 3 critical paths, because they're 28. 28 is the highest number, so anything with a W in gets crashed. So that becomes 27, that becomes 27, 27, 26. And then we're just going to find something else to crash. Now, we can't crash anything on the critical path now because they're 27s. We need to crash 28s. And we've still got 3 28s here. They've all got Q in. Let's crash Q. So Q, 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 Q. We can crash that. So this becomes 26, 26, 27, 27, 27, 27. So we can still do some crashing. Now I've got a bunch of 27s that got a P in them. Is that right? So I'm going to get rid of the P. P, 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 P. So anything that had a P in it goes down to 1. So that's going to be 25. That's going to be 26. That's going to be 26. 25. And 26. Now I can still see some activities that haven't been crashed, and there's 27s, because 27s are our new highest number. So let's crash S, S, S. So this is going to be 26, 26, and now 25. If I look at this, I've got a 27, just the one 27 left. I think I'll crash N. So let's crash N, because N's, because that's pretty good actually. If I crash N, 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 I'll get to my, remember I said 25 is the maximum. 25, where else is N? That's 25, and that's 26. Now, we've had a critical juncture a couple of times here. So here, completely crashed, here, completely crashed. So you can see that those two have been completely crashed and can't go anymore. So we have to get everything else down to 25. We can't crash those NQS and PQS anymore because as you can, all three of them are highlighted orange. So we just got to try and find other things to make things down to S. So it looks like I'm going to have to crash M by 1 because that will get that. That's the only way to get the MS down to 25. So that's 20. Oh, wrong shade of blue. Gotta make sure the shade of blue is the same. There'll be complaints. Now that's 25 now. That is now actually 25. So we don't need to crash anything more on that. This is now down to 25. And then we just need to crash a couple more to get the other 26s back to 25. Before I go any further, I think I made a bit of a boo-boo. That one is 27. That's going to help a lot. So let's just fix that boo-boo. That's now 25. So the only 26s we need to get rid of now are here and here, and they've both got R. So let's crash R, crash R, crash R. And then this is 25. This is 25. And there's no point doing any more crashing because everything is down to 25. So what letters did we crash? We did Y, then W, and then I think we did Q, and we did N. Oh, that's not a terrible again. N, and we did P, and we've done S. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We also just did R, and we've done M. So now that we've done the 25, we've crashed all of them, and each one cost 2,000, and that's 8 of them. So 8 times 2,000 equals $16,000. That was quite a bit of crashing to do. It helps if you count your paths correctly. Apologies if you did spot that mistake early on. That's now the correct numbers. NQTX is 27, and we crashed N and Q to 25. But that's what you have to do. Whew. I mean, I've clocked that in as 6 minutes to get 2 marks. This is why you have to be efficient, so you've got time to do these things at the end. That would have taken me a while. I'm a teacher.